Hi Gemini, welcome to Starchaeology Tarot. I am Desi. I'm your Starchaeologist for this Starchaeological dig into your soul and your future and your present moment and your past and maybe whatever else you are intending to discover in this reading. This is your October reading. I am pretty psyched out of my brain to connect with spirit right now and see what is the divine message that you need to hear right now that is going to position you best for success and growth and healing and love and joy and fulfillment. That is all I'm here to do, and I hope that you'll join me on this journey as we do that. Some of this reading is going to resonate with you, some of it will not. That's because you are more than your sun sign, Gemini. So take whatever resonates with you that is meant for you. What doesn't, it's meant for someone else. If you want a more complete picture of the very unique recipe that is you, I really encourage you to watch readings for your other signs, for other placements. Excuse me, I have hiccups suddenly out of nowhere. I really do. Honestly. Your other placements, especially your moon sign, your rising sign, your Venus, those are exceptionally good ones for getting a clear picture about usually what people want to know about. So, highly encourage that. And if you have a specific intention for the month of October, you want to know about something, take this time now as I meditate and tune in with source energy right now. And shuffle. Take this time to ask that question or set that intention. Energy travels across space and time, so it does not matter that I shot this video before you watched it. There's only one moment. Time's a dot. Okay, that's a whole other separate thing. We're not going to talk about that now. We're going to do tarot. Let's do it. Your October is gonna be big. Your October is gonna be super big. Hold on, I wanna just, I wanna look at one thing in my tarot diary here. Yeah, I got a tarot diary. I'm a nerd. Wow, okay. This is really crazy. There's some news that is coming to you, Gemini, like fast, that will call for quick action for you in October. And the thing is that it might cause you some sorrow. We have a Three of Swords here. It also, I think more accurately for some of you, rather than causing you sorrow, but being ultimately actually very good for you, which I think is some of you, that's definitely the case. It's like this is something that on its surface, the news will hit you and it will feel, there may be an element of pain and heartbreak, but it is ultimately very good, and it's something that inspires swift action in your life to align you on a path of soul purpose and like a real, just like it's like a smack in the face that's like, ow, that's gonna hurt, but then it's turning your head to look in the right direction where you need to look, so that you actually can start moving and doing and taking action in the direction that you want to be taking it, instead of maybe just talking about it. This is like forcing you into action, and it's like a cracking of the whip, and that whip can sting, but it's like, nope, it's kicking me into gear. I needed that. I also think that for some of you, this action is actually, or this, yeah, this action and this news, this Eight of Wands that is swiftly coming to you in October, it's regarding something, a past heartbreak or something, a past pain. It's like, it's good news dealing with the broken heart that you've actually already been living with, or that you have had. So for those of you who have been really battling sorrow and feeling overwhelmed by that sorrow, you know, this is like good news coming to you in response to that sorrow. It's good news. It's a call to swift action, something that will shift your life in a positive way, to maybe take you out of that sorrow, to take you out of that pain, by letting that pain and sorrow actually transform you. The Three of Swords is such a beautiful card, because on the surface, of course, we look at that and we're like, oh, that doesn't look fun, or, you know, I don't want to go through heartbreak, I don't want to feel pain. But the Three tells us specifically not just about like, oh, it's not just about directing our attention to that pain or predicting that heartbreak. It's actually about like preparing our hearts on a very deep level for a type of sorrow or pain or heartbreak that has the power to transform us by love and courage. And this card, more than any, I think of that poem on love and sorrow. I think that's what it's called, where we examine, we think about the duality of pain or of heartbreak and love. And we have to experience certain sorrows if we really want to become a deeper container for joy and love, because that sorrow carves space out inside of us, like space that we don't even know exists. And then the problem is that if we focus on the pain and the sorrow that did it the whole time, then we ignore what an incredible gift that pain and sorrow has given us, which is that it carved out so much more space in us. It made us so much more self-expansive inside, so that then if we're able to actually let go and move on to the next part of our lives, we become a much greater container for joy and love and fulfillment. A lot of us don't get to that next step sometimes, or we spend too long in the sorrow and pain stage, like letting that define us or identifying by that, or getting caught up in the semantics of being hurt and like being the victim in this situation, without letting it give us its gift. So yeah, there's something here. There's good news. It's like, I think for those of you who have been living in sorrow and pain, the good news here is that October's coming and it's transforming that. It's that pain and sorrow now is reaching a stage where it can transform you by love. It can transform you into this version of yourself that is so beyond powerful like you have never known, where you are, this action transforms you into this incredible fountain of action. The Magician shows up to remind us of power that we have, and I'm talking about magic power that we have. We have everything disposable at our fingertips. We have the wand, we have the cup, the pentacle, the sword. We have everything that we need. The earth that we are a part of, the materials around us, the tangible objects that we need, the people that we need. We have the relationships we need. We have inside our hearts what we need. We have the thoughts that we need, the feelings that we need, and we have the spirit that we need, that pushes us, that fuel, that you know, that life force that flows through us, pushing us. And the magician uses all of those tools and recognizes them as tools for to be used at their disposal. So there's something here with this good news regarding this sorrow, this heartbreak, or even for some of you causing maybe a bit of sorrow, heartbreak, pain, that is waking you up to the magician that you are, that is waking you up to what you, making you realize, oh, I created all of this. I manifested everything that I have experienced. And the same way that even that might cause you some pain, to be like, to see your hand as this powerful hand in everything that you've gone through up until this point. But then on the other side of that is realizing, oh, I did all that, then I can do absolutely anything moving on from this point. It's like when you realize your power, you have this maybe sense of sorrow in realizing everything you caused for yourself that you maybe didn't need to cause, or you caused so much pain for yourself, or you caused this internal prison for yourself, maybe at points in your life where you didn't need to be in that space, but you created that. It's like sorrow and regret, recognizing that, but then there's also this liberation of being like, oh, if I caused all that, I can cause anything. I made this happen. Understanding the expanse of your power that can be used for your good or your bad, if you believe, you know, I mean, don't get me started about like the duality. I think everything even bad that happens to us has the potential for good. Those labels go hand in hand, but just understanding the full range of what you are capable of and what is in your power, what is in your wheelhouse. There's so much more there than you think. You have so much more at your fingertips than you think. And October is a time really for taking action for you. Taking swift action and getting in touch with that, you know, that masculine power that the magician has of action versus the high priestesses, the feminine side of that coin of passivity and introspection. This is like you putting yourself out in the world in some way. It is in response or very connected to this good news. It also could be like you putting yourself out in a certain way that then invites this good news to rush towards you. And maybe you haven't put yourself out there in this way because you know that along with that good news comes accepting the gift that this sorrow and pain and heartbreak has to give you. Accepting your transformation by this thing. And we resist even the transformations that are good for us, because transformation by definition is huge change. And that change, it doesn't have to be bad for us to resist it. We resist all change, good or bad. That's coming up a lot in these October readings for a few other signs actually too, of just like resisting and knowing that we're resisting. It's natural for humans to resist things that are good for us too. I do want to just, there's one more thing I wanted to say. Yeah, I think like there's something about October that will put you in a place where you're not just reacting to getting knocked down or getting your heart broken. We run the risk as human beings often of being in a place, living in a place of constant reaction. So we act only from a place of responding rather than acting from a place of conscious creation. You deciding where you want to go, what you want to do. And it's not dependent at all on any external thing happening to you. This is a shift for you I'm sensing, Gemini, for many of you, a shift from, or a real shift in your way of life. And I think also this has to do with like maybe waiting for certain good news. I think some of you have been waiting for good news to let yourself then take conscious action. And some of you are changing in a way that you realize, oh, this isn't a time for me to plan my action so that it coincides perfectly with the appropriate reaction. This isn't a time for me to plan my reaction, like, this is what I want, so I need to wait for the circumstances, the right circumstances to happen to me so that I react in a way that brings me closer to what I want. You are realizing that you act before those circumstances are created. You act consciously to create those circumstances for yourself, to create that rushing of good news coming to you. And I think that that's an overwhelming discovery for many of you, an overwhelming shift for you, because it's just resulting in this real duality of understanding that with this big transformation and with this change, there will be pain and there will be joy, and both of those things go hand in hand. You can't avoid one and expect the other. In this circumstance, whatever this is for you, those things go hand in hand here, and it is all for your greater good. It is all for your greater self-expansion and self-realization. You, Gemini, are becoming deeper and bigger than you've ever been before. And that means letting even darkness transform you. Letting even the things that have caused you pain transform you. Welcoming sorrow sometimes, welcoming heartbreak, because you know that that is getting you closer to what you want in some way. And you might not see it yet, but you will see it later and you'll understand why. When we act from a place of only reacting, where all of our action is dictated by trying to avoid future heartbreak or future sorrow, or even the resolution of past heartbreak and sorrow, then we can never be in a place of conscious creation. We can never be in a place of like actively going after what we want, actively creating the world. We live in a place that is reactionary only. And that, Gemini, I think many of you are realizing in October, you don't want to live that way anymore. Now is the time to change it. This is super exciting. I would love to hear in the comments what this is for you, how this looks for you, how this manifests for you, the details of your life. Feel free to share as much as you'd like. If you'd like to book a private reading, I am doing private readings. My schedule has opened up a bit. Please follow me on Instagram at Starchaeology Tarot, and DM me there if you'd like to book. It would be an honor and a privilege. And if you liked this, please like and subscribe and share it with anyone who you think would get something out of these readings, especially during this time. I do this for support and encouragement. And I love you, and I love everyone. And that is, that's aligning me with my purpose here. So I appreciate you in letting me do that. Wishing you the most beautiful October, Gemini. I'll see you next time.